I'm driving. I know y'all really hate when I do that. But sometimes it's just the only time that I can get a good word in and not be interrupted by work, children, husband, Netflix. So I take advantage of this time. And I was thinking as I was driving home right now about the idea of being brave, and inevitably that also means being vulnerable. I feel like you can't be brave without being vulnerable. Kind of just go hand in hand. That's been my experience. Maybe that's not true for everybody, but that's what I've found over the years. And there are so many days where I want to do something. Any number of different things. Whether it's hobbies, crafts related to work, exercising, reaching out and making a new friend, or getting in touch with an old friend. And I don't do it because I'm not being brave. And I feel like I'm missing out on a lot. I have all these really fun, interesting, fulfilling projects and ideas and dreams and relationships that I want to maintain. But there's a little piece of me that is being fearful and insecure, perhaps, or just wavering in my own faith, my own belief in myself that I can do it. And it's not even that I'm worried that I won't succeed. That's not it for me. What I am hesitant to be, with respect to being vulnerable, is looking like a fool. And it's so silly. It's so silly to be afraid of looking silly. I know my potential, and I know my capabilities, and it's within me, the creativity and the drive and the ambition and the strength to go do exactly what I want to do and be who I want to be and be amazing and be successful and be wealthy and change lives. But there are little speed bumps and hurdles that I have to cross, that I have to get over before I can really fully embark and embrace this journey. And embrace this journey. And those speed bumps, those hiccups, are for me not wanting to look foolish. And I'm brainstorming ways to get around that. I'm waiting to do some of these really fun, awesome things that I want to do until I'm sure that I won't make a mistake, or I won't make a fool of myself, or I won't, disappoint somebody. And so I sit here at 41 years old with the perfect family, mind you, 2 kids and an absolutely outstanding husband, but a slightly unfulfilled personal life with respect to hobbies and crafts and projects and ideas and dreams and business ventures, etc. And so here I sit, not where I want to be, not doing what I want to do, and at the core of the message, not being who I think that I can be, because I am worried about what the world will think of me. And I don't want to feel like that anymore. I don't want to worry about that. I don't want to think about that. If I have a desire to go knit an oven glove, right? Like Phyllis from The Office. It was the best white elephant Christmas gift ever. But I don't do that because what if nobody likes it? Or what if there's a flaw? Or what if I start it and don't finish it? Well, hogwash. Because none of that matters. None of that external stuff, like presumed defects or nobody buying the product or somebody leaving a nasty comment on your live video, none of that matters, right? For those of us that are striving to be who our innate self needs us to be, then at the end of the day, none of that matters. And so the hard part is really recognizing that's the paradigm, is that we worry so hard and we try so hard to please others, and yet none of it matters. We're still going to die anyway at the end of the day, or whenever that is. We're still going to, even if the 7 billion people on this planet don't like what I have to offer, I mean, there's certainly some practical lessons in there, in that statement, but if I go to bed knowing I did what I needed to do to fulfill my purpose that day, then all is well. All should be well. So, I have taken on, yet again, see, even that was self-deprecating and unnecessary and slightly not supportive to myself, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Not demeaning, but sarcastic. I have been, since May, I have been promoting a jewelry line, Paparazzi Accessories. I'm wearing one of their pieces now. It's $5. And I'm not here to sell you anything. What I'm here to do is to make a declaration to the world, to my tiny but wonderful Facebook world, that I'm choosing not to be afraid anymore. And again, that fear is directly related to being vulnerable and being courageous and bold and trying new things and taking a risk. And I'm just finally more tired of being afraid than I am of actually being afraid, right? Like on the scale and the balance of which emotion weighs more heavily, the fear or the exhaustion from being afraid, the exhaustion has finally taken me to rock bottom, and I don't care anymore. I don't care if I present a product or create something or say or do something that isn't perfect, or that not 7 billion people on the planet can love and appreciate and want to purchase or buy into. I'm okay looking foolish and making a fool of myself for the betterment of myself and for the hopefully the betterment of the people that have chosen to engage with me. I am going to openly and willingly make mistakes, knowing that it doesn't matter. It's not the end of the day. It's not the end of the world if that happens. I get so caught up in really wondering what people think about me if I go do this live video to try to sell and promote this jewelry line, and or recruit new salespeople. That whole stereotype about multi-level marketing, MLM. 85% of us think rather poor thoughts about the MLM schemes, pyramid schemes. I am now in the middle of one, and this hasn't been the first one that I've gotten involved in, and I've really truly believed in the different projects that I've invested in. Melaleuca, Isagenix, others as well. But I always got stuck in the role of self-promotion because I was so worried about offending people with my MLM verbiage and spiel, right? And so none of those businesses for me were successful. None of them. And there are other reasons too, a little more practical, functional reasons about the cost of the product and maintenance and investment, etc. I am absolutely in love with this jewelry line. And again, I don't want to sit here and try to sell you on it. But let me say that this is an investment, a business that I can see myself being so incredibly successful at. Cost, the product, the quality, the accessibility, the ease of distribution and promotion. The company is an outstanding company. So there's a lot to it, but I feel like it's just time. It's time to embrace this adventure of promoting and selling and being an ambassador, or as they call them, independent consultants for this company, this product, Paparazzi Accessories. And that means that I'm going to push some people away. Some of you do not want to see my live videos selling jewelry. Some of you do not want me to ask you to host a home party. Fine, no big deal. Say no. I'm ready to hear no. And I'm ready to recognize and acknowledge that it's not an indication of who I am, but it's just more a matter of this doesn't interest you, or you don't believe in MLMs. No problem. Whatever it is, you don't have money to invest, you don't care to, you're not interested. Fine. I recognize that not all of you are going to purchase the jewelry. I acknowledge that when I do my live videos, they may be boring, they may be confusing, they may be too quick or too slow or too fast or whatever. Maybe nobody buys any jewelry. I'm ready for this, guys. So I'm sharing my willingness to, again, fail and make mistakes and potentially make a fool of myself and be vulnerable, yet do something that I want to do and do something that I know that I need to do, and to be courageous and to take a risk. And at the end of the day, to be able to sit down, put the kids to bed, kiss my husband, and know that it was a good day. And that I didn't hide in the corner, afraid of what people were going to say about what I'm doing or saying or who I'm becoming. And I'm sorry to reference death again, but when it's time for us to move past this current life, nobody gets in that coffin with you. And not that that would matter anyway. You're dead. I'm getting a little bit morbid here, and I don't mean to. I just want to, I don't know. I guess it's like we work so hard to please others. And I guess I just really wonder how important that is. Why that matters so much to some of us that it actually debilitates us. And I don't need to do a little asterisk here and talk about how important it is to be nice and kind and considerate and to consider other people's opinions and to be conscientious. Of course it is. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that level of harmony that is so important for us to continue to create every day with everybody we engage with. I'm just talking about if your heart, soul, body, brain is telling you to write a book about vampires, but you're afraid to because you're afraid it won't sell, or you're afraid nobody will buy it, or you're afraid it will be too short or too long or too bloody or whatever. Sorry, vampires suck blood, so I guess that's okay if I say that. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. If you want to become a yoga teacher, but you're afraid that you won't say the right dialogue in the middle of class, or the class will be too long or too short, or you're afraid that someone will get hurt during your yoga. It doesn't mean don't do it. It just means do it, but go be smart and train and learn and study and practice. But do it. But wouldn't you rather, at 88 years old, be able to sit down with your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren and say, I tried it. I tried it. And I wasn't good at golf. I knocked myself out with the golf ball 9 times, so I tried something else. But I tried it. Or maybe I tried it and I loved it and I suck at it. I'll never be a professional golfer. Never. I won't make money doing it, but I enjoy it. So I do it anyway, despite the fear of holding the club wrong. Are they even called clubs? I don't even know. Wearing the wrong golfing shoes because they have little spikes on them or something. I don't know. So this is an encouragement for me, for you, for my future children. Well, I mean, I have children now. They are children, but they're young. For their future selves. I guess just to do it. Just take a risk. Take the first step. See how it feels. See what happens. Take another step. See how it feels. See what happens. Take a third step. Get the right people around you. Get rid of the wrong people around you. Get organized so that you can do it operationally, literally, logistically, functionally. You can't play golf without golf clubs, so you gotta buy the golf clubs. But invest. Do it. So the third part to this. So part A is just do it. We can clarify that more in a future video. Part B is get the right support system around you. Buy the right tools. Whatever it is that you need. If you want to be a yoga teacher, go get your yoga certification. And then the third part is don't give up when it gets tough or scary. Sometimes that fine line between I have completely failed at this and this is not something I should continue to pursue, that versus, oh, I'm just a little bit scared, I'm a little bit nervous, I don't know what my next step is, I feel like I'm not doing it properly. Like, those are two very different things. And maybe we need to spend some time in that discomfort to be able to recognize if this is simply a phase or stage of I'm uncomfortable, I'm taking a risk, I'm being pushed out of my comfort zone, I'm a little bit nervous, versus, okay, whatever, flying a plane is not something that I will ever spend the time or money or energy to learn how to do. It's just not something that I will do. Not good at it, don't have the time or money to invest in it, make too many mistakes and kill people. Extreme example, but you get it. So the third part is don't give up. It's gonna get scary and it's gonna get uncomfortable and you're gonna get those, those anonymous comments on the internet, Facebook, YouTube of people that don't like you and they're gonna be mean and it's gonna hurt your feelings, but don't give up. Maybe you invested way more money than you thought and you haven't yet figured out how to make that the ROI on that. Try a different way. Ask for help from somebody. Get some financial advice. If you're knitting a shawl, can you knit shawls or sweaters, scarves? My little sister used to knit and she was very good at it. If you knit a scarf and it's lopsided or uneven, don't just throw in the towel or throw in the knitting needles, as it would be, and never do it again. Okay? So the follow-up to this for me is that I'm going to do a video tonight. Today is Friday, August 10th, and I'm going to do a live video on Facebook from my jewelry page to promote some jewelry, to sell some jewelry and share the excitement that I have about that. And I encourage you that are watching this to write down in the comments of this video something that you want to do. Anything. Small, big, may take one day, may take 10 years, something that you want to do that you are afraid to do. And I use the word afraid lightly or loosely. Because again, fear could mean so many different things. But write it down in the comments. Let's revisit this video and those comments here in a week, maybe again in a month, so we can chat about our breakthroughs and our successes, and maybe just support each other through the tough times and the scary times. But let's do it. I think we'll be really glad that we did when this is all said and done.